I love getting out there and being able to use our RV off-grid. Just everything kind of self-sufficient, self-contained in one unit. But there's always been one upgrade that I'd love to do to be able to get more use out of our battery bank. How's it going? I'm Jared Gillis. Welcome to another All About RVs. Today I wanted to talk to you about replacing the lithium batteries in our RV. So why would we want to do that? What would be the purpose behind it? And what did we switch to? But to answer those questions, I hope that we answer a bigger question of how do these systems work with the inverter and the demand that it has on batteries. Hopefully explaining why we're going to be making this change will help you understand how that system functions and the demand that it puts on your batteries and why we went with the choice that we did go with. The other thing that I hope to be able to share here is that the RV battery isn't necessarily a one-size-fits-all. I think there's some fantastic batteries out there. We've done a video on choosing the right battery for your needs, but you're gonna see that we picked a battery that fits our exact niche and need for our size, space, requirements, demand. All those things go into why we chose this battery. So in the past, we've been using Battle-Born batteries, and it's a fantastic battery. Moving over from a lead acid type of chemistry, whether it's just your regular 12 volt AGM or golf cart, going to lithium it's a different ball game. It's completely different, and it would be really hard to go back to a lead acid type of battery. So looking at our setup, I'm looking at a few limitations that we have the way that it's originally set up. So the system that we have is we have the Multiplus, the Victron Multiplus. It's the 12 volt 3000 VA, and we were able just to fit in two of the Battle-Born batteries just because of space constraints back in here. So what we actually had to do is we took these batteries, we laid them on their side, and we kind of slid them into their home location. So they were kind of locked back in there. There's actually a decent amount of airflow for them to be able to cool down. We never had any issues with that at all. They performed very well in regards to that, but we're bumping up against the limitation of what this inverter can draw and what the demand could possibly be, and we wanted to eliminate some of that restriction and limitation that we have on it. So volts times amps is what gives us our wattage. So if we're looking at this inverter, it's a 3000 VA. So you take the 3000, you divide that by the voltage, and that will show that we can draw with this inverter 250 amps, not to mention if anything else is on. So with that being the potential demand of the inverter, looking at our two batteries, they would be maxed out continuous at 200 amps, 100 amps each, both being able to be wired in parallel, giving us 200 amps at any given time continuous. So at the very least, we're maxing out these batteries, and if this thing overdraws or we have other things on, our BMS in the battery might actually shut things down so that to keep the battery safe. And everything would be safe, but we'd be bumping up against that limit that the inverter could draw and the RV could be using. So when you kind of look at those numbers and the system, you see why when people go with this 3000 Victron Multiplus, they also go with 3 lithium batteries, especially when you're looking at Battle-Born because of the output. Now the Lion Energy, they come out with 150 amps out continuous, so that's going to change. If you put two of those together, it would be able to handle everything that this inverter would want to draw. So, or it could draw if there was a demand on it. So that is going to be the difference between the battery choices here. Now, the second constraint that we are bumping up against why we would switch is size and space. We didn't have any more room for another battery, and I always wanted to go from 2 batteries to 3 batteries. I wanted to be able to have 300 amp hours of usable energy out of our battery bank. We're a family of 4 full-timing in the RV, and when we go out boondocking, I didn't want power to be so constraining that I was kind of limiting everybody on what they can use to the extent that only having 2 put us in. So being able to go up to 3 gave us the flexibility to have cloudy days and still allow the family to be able to use power the way that they would like to inside the RV. So on a typical day, we'll go through about 100 amp hours, maybe 125 amp hours out of our battery bank. And so if you're doing that and you have a cloudy day and you only have 200 amp hours, you're going to be going through that pretty quick, a couple of cloudy days, and you're going to be running the generator and all those kind of things. So if we had 300 amp hours, it gave us a lot more flexibility. If we used 100 amp hours in a day and our solar didn't quite make up for that because of a cloudy day, we still had a good buffer. So usually we can make up that amount on a sunny day, but if we didn't have any of that coming in, I wanted a little bit more of a buffer for when we're off grid. So to get away from these constraints and find a battery that would work for our situation, we ended up going with the Lion Energy Safari UT1300. So it's a 105 amp hour battery. It has a 150 amp out continuous, 900 amp peak. 900 amp peak output. That's insane. Comes with a lifetime warranty, and looking at the dimensions, it looks like I have the chance to fit in 3 batteries. And all the other specs that come along with it were fantastic too. So the charge rate was on spot. The weight is actually less than what we had before. And everything else with life cycle and all that looked right on target. So the next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to test out these batteries, because if they matched up to the claims and what they said it could do, then this was going to fit what we needed perfectly. If it didn't, then it wasn't worth switching over to. So I got my hands on a couple of batteries, ran it through some tests. So the first one, I wanted to see the capacity. Are we actually getting 105 amp hours out of these batteries? So ran it through some other tests, and then I did a capacity test, and it actually exceeded the rated capacity of the battery. So we got more out of it than what they advertised. So that's a definite win. It passes that test. The second one was, can it output what I'm hoping to out of 2 batteries? And yes, again, there it exceeds 150 amps out of 1 battery. They rated it 150 amps, and actually you can get a little bit more out of it. So it has a BMS and everything in there to protect the battery, but the claims that they have on this battery, everything is matching up. So from there, I measured it up one more time to make sure I can fit that battery back in there like I had hoped, to be able to fit 3 in there. So we were going through Utah, and I knew that their base was in Utah there, so I swung in and picked up an extra battery. So they gave me a 15% off code, and I'm able to share that with you guys. So if you enter in that code on their website, you can save 15% off of their batteries. So that's $150 off of each battery that you wanted to buy. So the great thing about this is I could have stuck with 2, and it could have operated our entire system because of the rated output and how they designed this battery. But because of the dimensions and the size and the weight, I'm able to fit 3 in that area. So because where my batteries, I tuck them back in there in this weird little awkward spot that I've showed you before, is I have to remove the entire inverter to be able to get those in and out. It's kind of a pain, but they're kind of locked back in there in a space that really wouldn't get used anyways. So if I was going to do the swap out, I wanted to have all 3, so I didn't pull everything apart, put 2 in, then have to take everything apart and put the 3rd one in later. So I was able to get the 3rd, and we've been doing quite a bit more boondocking lately, and it has been absolutely fantastic. And my fear of once you get 300, you want 400 hasn't been an issue. I'm very happy with the size of the bank and the output of the bank. It's been phenomenal. So when I stopped by to pick up that 3rd battery, I asked for a little tours, see if I could kind of see behind in there where they're testing the batteries and checking out equipment and designing things. And so they let me back there, they let me film, and I was really impressed with what was back there and the tests that they put these batteries through and the things that they were working on. It was impressive. They even sent a battery out to Full Moon Adventure Club where he tested it, and he was dropping it, and it was still, after multiple drops from a significant height, it was still working. He ended up shooting it with a shotgun and some other guns to see if he can get it to explode or catch on fire. It ended up just smoking. So really impressed with the safety features built into this battery. The BMS is a beast on this thing. The output and the capacity has lived up to all the claims that they had on it. I'll definitely keep you updated to our use of these batteries and anything that comes up and how they work for us. Like I said, I love this battery. I'll put a link down in the description with that code to be able to save 15%. Also put a link down in the description to Battleborn. I'm not bashing pushing Battleborn by any means. It is a fantastic battery, just the size constraints and the limitations that we were put on just because of our RV, we chose to go with the Lion Energy. But for us doing the switch, we were able to go from 200 amp hours to 315 amp hours, basically in the same spot that we were constrained in before, to be able to have that extra capacity and the much higher output, to where our inverter isn't going to be limited by the amount that our batteries can produce. So we have a very well matched battery bank to our inverter and the demand inside the RV. Everything is matched really well. We're not going to be bumping up against the limit of the batteries anymore. I was just thinking, if we were trying to do this with golf cart batteries, we'd have to have 6 golf cart batteries to have the same capacity. That would be a massive amount of weight, and we would have nowhere to put them in our RV. So anyways, I think that's gonna do it for today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you wanna see more videos about RVing, hit that subscribe button. And if we don't see you on the road, hopefully we will see you in the next video.